Weston Nelson here from the Crypto Cave with my friend Trading Nichols. We are here today to talk to you about some interesting updates that we received in our community last night in the form of an alert and it turned into be an actionable trade that we wanted to share and kind of walk you through it and some lessons learned from that. Unfortunately for myself, the lesson was not a positive outcome, but I think it's something that can be used if you take what I went through and really be leveraged in a good way. So with that being said, for the intro for the day, again, just a reminder, everything we discuss here, of course, always is not financial advice. You always have to do your own research. Crypto assets are very volatile, and it's important that you always are making your own decisions. So thank you for joining us again. And with that, do you want to set the stage, David, or should I? Or
go ahead and set up the screen share, and I'll show the first thing you saw and walk us through. So the first thing he got is he got a little bloop, or however he has his alert set up on his computer or his phone, and he knew that there was unusual volatility on the 5-minute chart of Serum. So what were you thinking when you saw this, Weston?
Well, so again, this is in our this is in the Crypto Cave, which is a Discord community that lives in Discord, and we've got bots that are using these webhooks to send in all kinds of different types of automated alerts. So this one in particular is unusual volume, which is, as you can imagine, a very useful metric to track. So what I was thinking was, oh boy, Serum is about to get listed on Coinbase Pro or Coinbase or something, because it's been on their custody list for quite a while, and I've followed that and used that as a strategy. And so immediately I got into a position and figured, hey, this is going to be good stuff.
And I remember when you shared later on, within a few minutes of looking at it, hey, just picked up some Serum thanks to this alert. We'll be investigating for a bit here.
Yep. So I because the alert came last night. So right now it's 5:30 Eastern time on the 18th of August. So this is last evening. This alert came through. What was it? 17 times or 33 times? Some ridiculous amount of the normal volume. So just enough to be like, hey, something unusual is going on here. And so I figured, hey, this is a good opportunity. I was a little bit impatient. It did not get a listing alert, exited, and so ended up just losing transaction costs plus a couple cents on the token as well. So not a big loss by any means, but I missed out on the large upswing that did occur had I had the vision to look out a little bit further from this alert and understand that there was quite an opportunity here for anybody who was willing to pay attention.
So right here we have the unusual volume that he saw, and I usually have more indicators up, but I unchecked a couple of them temporarily to have you focus in on something that would have caught my eye, because to me that's not too busy, but if you're learning and watching this, it might seem too busy. So what I see that happened is, number one, if we just had some indicators up and had VWAP up, session volume VWAP, we'd have seen that we'd have come back down through a couple of EMAs, and after the VWAP held, which is a bullish thing, he could have potentially entered, whether he was on the 5 minute or 15 minutes, because this VWAP would look the same on any time frame, and he could have thought, okay, time to go. Now let's once again get rid of the noise.
Yeah. Well, if you go to the, did you show the 5 already?
I did earlier on on the tweet, but I could re-find it right here.
just,
So on the
I think
5-minute
that,
here, we had several candles that were pushing up, a little pullback. In case you didn't want to enter right at VWAP, because what if it's breaking? You could have entered the next pullback here. But all he was looking at was probably the 5-minute. It was like, it just feels like I bought and now it's cratering. I know how that feels, right?
yeah, exactly. So and that's the point that we wanted to share here is that like, I was onto something. Like that would have been a good trade at less than 24 hours. It'd be up. Had I played it right, be up. What do we figure? 20% or something like that from.
Well, we can measure exactly, and I'll even calculate in leverage if you want. Let's say he was comfortable with after 3 5-minute candles, and then he entered. If that was the case, just on spot, at the top it'd be 23%. Let's say he doesn't catch that, he still could have gotten 20. Because or even
Not bad.
17.
Not bad.
I mean, there's a lot of opportunity to get more.
Yeah, well, like you said, and I mean, we're not even talking leverage or. Yeah,
that's
so
a lot even without leverage, and with leverage, I don't know what leverage someone's comfortable with, and I don't want to assume that. But on highly volatile assets, I don't like more than maybe 3x. Something calmer than I'm really used to trading. I use a little bit more. But if you're a newer trader, clearly don't use leverage yet. Be safe.
In crypto.
Know you're successful before you add that mess to your life.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, yeah, just on a quick side note, leverage is a very fast way to get your account destroyed.
But what's another thing that you thought that could have corrected this if you were to look at this again? What's another way you would have seen this differently?
Well, so again, the with the launch of our crypto cave and what we've got in here, we're testing out quite a few different alerts. We can basically what's the word I'm looking for? We can monitor what's happening on social platforms, on the web, on all kinds of different places, and aggregate all this for our members to then discuss and talk about or do what you will within your trading system. This one happened to be regarding unusual volume, which is a useful, that's useful intel. I would have zoomed out because I had a bias in my head because I knew Serum is on Coinbase custody, and I was like, oh, this is. Solana is booming in the background. I know the partnership between them, and I assumed the listing was coming. And then when I waited, it didn't come, and I'm like, who knows?
In other words, your premise was you were thinking that this was a listing that you hadn't picked up off of our exchange listings yet. You didn't realize, and so your premise for going in was gone. But I think something you said pre-show, I think is right on the nose, is you wish you'd pulled back. So like what I'm showing right now is on the 1 hour. And
that's exactly what I wish I would have done. Yes.
Right. So we had a few hours of consolidation here. And think about all these traders that had gone long, all these people that might be long term, but they don't pay attention for a couple of days. They don't raise their stops. And this wick was to take people out. And that happened. Well, that actually happened just before the alert, just after the alert. So the alert actually happened not because of a listing, not because it was because of this liquidity hunt. They pushed down into all these stops, bought up everyone else's stuff, and shot the market up. Yeah. And that's something that's strong enough that even if it fades, you could buy a pullback.
Right.
Pullbacks might just keep going. That's why you wait for confirmation, probably on a lower time frame than 1 hour. But there's a lot of ways you can play this successfully.
And what did it wick up? It wicked up to 824, said, or 820. I mean, regardless,
823 about.
Yeah, and this is we're talking literally the past 24 hours. So learn from this. Learn from my own personal I don't want to say mishap, but like, could I play this better? Yes. Was I onto something? Yes. But had I zoomed out, I would have been able to see, oh, actually, this looks like a solid like buy and hold for a day or two. And I would have likely had sold then this afternoon around $8 for a nice healthy gain.
It's pretty easy not to see the whole picture, right? So you didn't think about other reasons it could have gone up after your initial theory was wrong. You could have zoomed out, looked a little bit more, and thought about what was going on. And even if you got out, it could have been a consideration. Well, if there was all that interest earlier, maybe I should wait for the pullback, and I could have exited and both re-entered for a better entry, so long as you were psychologically still capable of trading. Most trades that go wrong to me and you, they don't phase us, but every once in a while they get to us. I don't want to assume on how you felt.
No, this one didn't get to me. I was just, if anything, just just a tad annoyed because I thought that, like I said, it was overall, fortunately, a very relatively, all things considered, a loss is a loss. You never want to lose, ideally, but that's the fact of the matter in trading is you're going to take losses. It wasn't a bad one, thankfully, but just a little annoyed that it's like, oh, come on, I should have. I just thought it was. There's Solana has been everywhere in the news, and it's the point of again having the wherewithal to be able to say, okay, yes, your original thesis may be right, but zoom out. Take a bigger look into this picture. See it on a bigger time frame, and I would have then likely noticed what you just said and said, "Oh yeah, this looks like a solid play. Hold on."
And something else to consider, if I can reshare the screen. You said wanted to follow up on this, bummer for me. So I actually was onto something here, it appears, but I didn't trade it right. Mostly to impatience. Do you want to finish reading your own comment and I'll read my response?
No, you go ahead. I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
But here's a real use case for everyone of how to use this tool. Sorry, I'm reading off over here. Had I just thought, if I had just held when I bought last night, I'd be sitting on some solid gains. Instead, I waited a bit, hoping a listing announcement was imminent, and sold when it didn't come. So down a few cents in price, plus transaction costs left me with a net loss. And although relatively small, I'd rather have a gain, of course. It would have been more prudent to just give some time. Hindsight is always 20/20, but these alerts I'm finding are more and more useful. And I respond, that's all right. I can trust people who admit errors. Every trader needs to be honest. At a similar time, I was unimpressed with Serum, with how Sol has been pumping. Sol, I've been invested in Serum and Sol. Serum is a project on Sol. Sol is a great project, Solana. We even did a fundamental video about it.
Yep.
Check out the link.
Before it shot up into the moon.
Yeah, as soon as we talk about a fundamental, you're not even thinking about a pump. Here it pumps. Kind of good timing. And so for me, it's an investment, so it's super easy for me to be patient. But you were trying to do it as a trade, and preserving wealth is very important when you trade. So kudos on that part, even if the full gain opportunity wasn't realized.
Yeah, right. And I think that I don't remember what I responded, but the point was like, it's you learn these things. Everybody's always improving, I think, is kind of what I was trying to get at as a trader. Literally nobody in the world knows what is going to happen next. There's some people that have higher probabilities and are more successful than others, but at the end of the day, it's about just continuing to improve, finding where your weaknesses are, where your blind spots are, and focusing on not making those same mistakes again. So let's say this alert came to me again right now today for a different ticker in a similar scenario. I would test my first thesis, and then I would also say, okay, well, is there anything else I might be missing here? And zoom out, look at the chart, see is there reason to potentially hold on to this, or is this going to be, I would take a deeper dive, basically. And I think that would lead to a much more sustainable way to use this specific alert in your trading for success. So yeah, just wanted to give that live demo, I guess. or live use
And,
case.
and another direction to your credit, not being hard on you. I've entered, seen it fade, and stayed in and lost even more. And we can't always apply the right lesson from our past with the present market, but with the practice, we prevail. We get our accuracy higher, so our wins win greater than our losses because of risk management and patience and just we're here for you at the Crypto Cave to help you grow in the community. I hope we've given you value. I know I got value out of this. So like it, and if you more than like it, if you loved it, be sure to share it on your socials. As you know, we just got back to putting up stuff on the YouTube, and we got to gain traction. So we could really use your help on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if this was helpful to you, please do comment on any questions you have about either the project Serum, which is very interesting. I mean, we could make videos on that too. But that's Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX Exchange is kind of the brains behind that, and they're connected with Solana. Yeah, if this is valuable, come join us. Come hang out in the Crypto Cave. In Discord. We have a free trial. Links in the description below. And put any questions you have in the comments below. We love chatting about this stuff.
Let us know what videos you want us to make. We've already done a couple of video requests, so
that would be helpful, because it seems like people have all kinds of video requests for things that we didn't even know about. So that's kind of what we've been focusing on, is send those in, because we'll do it. It's really useful. So yeah, that's all I had.
I'm good too. Just share us out. Subscribe if you haven't already. This stuff is timely. We don't want you to miss out.
All right, absolutely. Well, good chat as always, David. Appreciate it. And trade safe. I stole your line. Sorry about that.
Take it any time. I was hoping you'd steal it at some point.
Yes, and we'll see you soon. Hopefully, see you in the Crypto Cave in the channels. Take care.